Clark County Today is presented by Connell Real Estate. Hire an agent, get a team. Learn more by visiting connellrealestate.com.
Hey everyone, Chris Brown here with your Clark County Today video update for Wednesday, January 20th. Well, Clark County saw 90 more COVID-19 cases added to the total today, with no new deaths reported. Hospitalizations also dipping again, with 57 confirmed and 8 suspected cases, taking up just over 11% of bed space in Clark County. That's down from nearly 15% late last week. The number of active cases also dipping to 770 from more than 1,000 this time last week. Some more good news for people hoping to receive a COVID-19 vaccine dose. Clark County Public Health announcing today that a Type 1 incident management team from the Federal Emergency Management Agency has been assigned to the region to help with setting up mass vaccination sites for Clark, Cowlitz, and Skamania counties. These would be in addition to a planned mass vaccination clinic at the Clark County Fairgrounds announced by the State Department of Health earlier this week. Until further details are available, the county is urging people who qualify in Phase 1A or the first tier of Phase 1B, including anyone over 65 or age 50 if you live in a multi-generational household, to register through the Clark County Public Health website so you can be notified when a vaccination is available. Well, winter became spring and fall is now winter. Spring falls somewhere in the middle. Confused? Well, it's just part of high school sports during a pandemic, as we hear from Paul Valencia.
Once again, nothing is normal, except for the bizarre. Bizarre is the new normal. Down is up, on is off, and winter is now spring. The WIAA announced Tuesday night that traditional winter sports will move to the end of the calendar and be played from April 26th through June 12th. Spring sports have sprung forward, on the schedule March 15th through May 1st. And, as already announced, traditional fall sports begin February 1st for low-risk sports. High-risk sports have to wait until the region is in Phase 2 of the state's recovery plan. The latest move is to help give more time for winter sports, all played indoors. Spring sports are outdoor sports. Athletes, coaches, fans are reminded once again to have some flexibility. All of these schedules are tentative. Remember, it was not that long ago that winter sports were going to be the first to compete. Now they are last.
All right, thanks, Paul. Hey, Southwest Washington Representative Vicki Kraft has reintroduced legislation which would give parents the ability to not only choose where their child goes to school, but provide funding to assist them in paying for it. House Bill 1215 would establish the K-12 Education Scholarship Program, awarding up to $7,000 per student each school year if a parent opts to homeschool or enroll them in private school. The Vancouver Republican says more than 32,000 Washington families have pulled their children out of public schools this year alone. Now, this is the second year the Kraft has introduced similar legislation, though she says this year's version provides greater flexibility and improves all educational options. You can learn more by reading our full story at clarkcountytoday.com. Well, last year it seemed like there was an explosion of toxic algae in Lacamas Lake water. County Commissioner Gary Medvegey has spent the year getting educated on numerous aspects of the problem. In the short term, he says we need to add oxygen to improve water health and to fix a failed biofilter in one neighborhood. After that, a longer-term effort will be needed to evaluate all the potential sources of phosphorus and stormwater runoff going into the entire Lacamas Lake watershed.
Nano bubbles, I think, are the near-term future. We need to aerate the lake, and that's the newest technology in restoring the aeration level of the lake. It'll improve the quality of life for fish. It'll help eliminate the algae blooms, as well as other positive impacts on the lake.
The city of Camas has allocated $300,000 for lake water cleanup. Medvegey said he hopes that that money and funds from the county can buy some nano bubblers, which will add extremely small oxygen bubbles into the water. Medvegey is working to bring city, county, and state experts together so the toxic water issues can be fixed. You can learn more about the effort at clarkcountytoday.com. Well, Corey Gilday of Gilday Sport Conditioning is a huge supporter of gyms, not just his, but the entire industry. And as Paul Valencia found out when he talked with Corey, he believes his gym and others are safe to reopen.
Corey Gilday runs his own business, Gilday Sport Conditioning, but he also wants to support all gyms. Last week, he argued on his Facebook page that gyms should be promoted as safe places during the pandemic. The data, he said, shows that gyms do not have a high occurrence rate of COVID. They are not super spreaders. In fact, he said, the industry helps keep people healthy and strong. Here's Corey with more on his business.
Hi, I'm Corey Gilday. I own Gilday Sport Conditioning here in Vancouver, Washington. I opened Gilday Sport Conditioning in 2014 because I saw a need for strength and conditioning and sports performance here in Vancouver that wasn't being met by other entities, and so we developed a place where athletes and everyday clients, adults particularly, can go and train to a higher level as opposed to a normal fitness center. We do speed and agility, we work on conditioning for all athletes from football, ballet, rock climbing, our tactical military athletes, all the way to our everyday weekend warriors. My big thing is having a background in science, having a master's degree in exercise physiology. All my training is evidence-based and constantly on the most current research out there. No gimmicks, a lot of hard work. Sometimes it can be boring, sometimes it can be fun, but definitely you're going to know how and why you do something. So.
All right, thanks for that report, Paul. And that is your midweek check of the stories we're following for you at ClarkCountyToday.com. If you like what we're doing, consider sharing us with your friends. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to see when stories are posted and be part of the conversation. News tips and story ideas can be emailed to news@ClarkCountyToday.com. For all of us, I'm Chris Brown. Thanks for watching. We'll be back with you again tomorrow.